the photo session at the end. And there's no attendance form for this workshop. We will use the feedback form as your attendance, and the e-certificate and the merit for UTM students will be issued within 2 weeks after this workshop. Okay, thank you. So now let's wait for the speaker. So while we are still waiting, uh, let me introduce the speaker of the day. Our speaker today is Professor Madya Engineer Dr. Muhammad Nazir bin Masono. He is currently an associate professor in SKE UTM. He obtained his PhD in electrical and computer engineering from University of Victoria, Canada in 2007, Master in Engineering in Electrical Engineering from University Technology Malaysia in 2001, and Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering from University Technology Malaysia in 1999. His research interests include digital system design, computer architecture, embedded systems, domain-specific reconfigurable computing, multi-core or many-core system on chip, network on chip, network algorithms, and network processing architectures. He's also one of the major contributors for UTM thesis LaTeX template. And that's the introduction for our speaker today. Good morning, Dr. Natze. Are you ready?
Sorry. Okay, so somehow I have a connectivity issue
It's okay.
since 15 minutes ago. So I'm trying to rectify. But I believe you can start first. Okay.
Ah, I have already started now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Because I have issue with connectivity. I suddenly I lost connection to the internet totally. Okay, so the whole house. So um, give me because currently what I'm connecting through mobile. Okay, so it will be difficult because I wouldn't be able to demonstrate. So can
Okay.
you give me like possibly 5 minutes to rectify this? I apologize because this
Sure,
one
sure.
just happened like 10 minutes ago, so I do not know why.
Okay, okay. Please take
Okay,
your
all right.
time.
So yeah. So, sorry
It's
about that.
okay.
Okay.
To all the participants, the slides are already uploaded in the Google Drive. You can scan the QR code on the top right corner to download the slides. Thank you. So this file is the complete slide from Dr. Nazir. And we have also prepared a demo video on how to install the all the files. This video is done by Manjula, our president.
Chuan, sorry
Yes.
to inform you this, but seems like I couldn't get the network to work in the house. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, because I don't think we can continue because otherwise we'll just be listening. So how
Manjula.
can yeah? So can we reschedule?
Let me discuss with the team. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I think because currently I couldn't get the thing to work, so without able to show, I think it's better to reschedule to a later time. So can you discuss with Manjula and
Yes,
um,
sure.
yeah.
Dr. Najib, is it okay if we share the slide for you and then
Um, I sharing the slide. I think is not an issue. I can describe it. But whether or not to demo, so unless if you can demo, then
Demo on the minimal template, yeah?
yeah. If you can, I'll be okay to continue.
Yeah, I have installed the leaks in my device, so I think should be okay.
Okay, all right. So if that's the case, I think we can continue. So I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So I will
All right.
stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. So all right. So okay. Sorry for the all this technical delays. So the thing fails. Okay, when it matters most. Okay, sorry. All right. So basically, for today's short course, okay, basically is about using leaks, okay, to typeset, okay, the UTM thesis. Okay, so before we start, so I'm Muhammad Nazir bin Masono from the School of Electrical Engineering. Okay, can we go to next slide? All right, so basically what we're gonna focus, okay, will be about formatting the UTM thesis, okay, and to get you to go through the minimal working example so that you can understand leaks environments, and then to so that we can focus, okay, on thesis writing. Okay, so next. Okay, so basically this is going to be the form of thesis. Okay, the one on the left would be for PhD. It's now color coded to maroon, and then the blue one is for masters, and then the yellow, the cream one, okay, which is for bachelor degree. So each one of these theses have different nomenclature according to the UTM thesis manual. Okay, next. All right. So we have different nomenclature according to UTM conventions. For the undergraduate final year project, we call it as final year project report. Masters by thought course, we call it as project report, and for mixed mode, we call it as a dissertations. And for MPhil and PhD thesis, okay, we call it as a thesis. So if you look at all these different conventions, okay, the main difference would be in its in the substance rather than the form. You will see that if you pick up, okay, one thesis for masters and one thesis for PhD, you will see that the structure are relatively the same, because all the thesis, because it is an academic propositions, it can be challenged, it has similar flows. Okay, next. Okay, so I'm sorry for those who just recently joined. Okay, so I'm experiencing a technical uh, uh, problem, okay, whereby I couldn't share because the whole network, okay, is not working. Yeah, so so I'm just presenting based on the slide. So in general, the thesis flows, okay, will have one solid storyline. Basically, this would be how the flow of thesis will be presented. One is on the importance of the research, and then we will describe the state-of-the-art solutions and their limitations, and then we will propose our central concept, okay, the solutions to the problem, and then the proofs, okay, and also what is most important is the implication of findings and contribution to knowledge, okay, and then the way forward, okay, from the work. So next, okay, so structuring thesis, of course, okay, would be based on best practices in your specific area of research, as well as your supervisor's recommendations. And writing thesis is not something that you can easily, underestimate, because it requires a lot of times. Minimum time would take sometime between 3 months, could be up to 6 months or more. So that's why it is actually a serious writing process. So what we don't want, basically, when we are writing thesis, is that we are bogged down with all these the forms, okay, the way how it should be set up and so on. So that's why we cover this, okay, as part of the PGSS course on thesis writing. Okay, next. All right. So each university has its own style. So UTM has its own style, which is defined by the latest UTM Thesis Manual 2018, which defines, okay, on how the thesis, okay, should be formatted. What is the margin? How it should look like? What are the pages required, and so on. Since 2018, okay, so UTM have provided templates, okay, for both Microsoft Words template, okay, as well as the LaTeX leaks template. So for your information, the LaTeX leaks template, we have started working on it since early 2000. So there are several members who have contributed, okay, on this UTM thesis templates. So even if you are if you're not inclined, okay, to use LaTeX or leaks, okay, there is a Microsoft Word thesis template which is available that you should use. Okay, do not try to interpret the thesis manuals yourself, okay, because it will take too much time sometimes, okay, if we wants to deal with it. So we should focus, okay, our time, okay, on dealing with the thesis content. Okay, next. All right. These are, I think you can read this, okay, on discussion why we are not using Microsoft Word, and also if we want to use LaTeX, okay. So typically it's not everyone would keen, okay, to typeset, basically to program, okay, the thesis as if like doing programming. So leaks, okay, come, okay, handy, okay, because it is basically a GUI front end, okay, of LaTeX, allowing, okay, us to get almost what you see is what you get as what you are writing in using Microsoft Word. At least this kind of visualize the GUI, okay, helps people as users, okay, to be able to master, meaning that to use leaks, okay, within short period of time. Next. Okay, so the latex or leaks UTM thesis template. From now on, I'm using latex / leaks or the, because we understand that the latex is the back end, okay, that requires it to work. So the leaks is the GUI front ends that help us to put our content. Okay, so there are some features. Okay, it auto generates front pages, table of content, all those preambles. It also typeset, make sure that the margins and the spacings are well taken care of. So we share, okay, the UTM thesis class, okay, on GitHub, so you can access it from the link. So this is where we officially would update, okay, our UTM thesis class from time to time. All right, so currently there are two main maintainers, okay, myself and Dr. Yap Yung Zen from the physics departments. Okay, next. So basically the flow, okay, generation, when you are using leaks to typeset the UTM thesis, okay, you will be actually using leaks. Okay, so which is the GUI front end. So because it allows for easier adoptions. Okay, so when you convert, okay, your leaks document, okay, what it does basically at the in the background is to convert, okay, the leaks, okay, to latex, okay, and then it will compile basically the latex to a printable output in the form of PDF. Okay, so this one will be done, okay, automatically, the conversions from leaks to latex, okay, without manual intervention from users. All right. There are also other options available. For example, if you want to come out, meaning that to compile in the native latex, it can be done also, or if you want to export it to HTML and so on. So there are also other options, okay, that you can take. Okay, next. Okay, so this figures basically shows the difference, okay, when you are writing everything in latex, which is the one at the bottom. So this one will require typesetting your document in the form of coding. Okay, it takes time and not all are keen, okay, to typeset, okay, the document using latex. Okay, so the leaks come, okay, in front because it becomes the front end. You do the writing everything in leaks, okay, and then leaks will convert it to latex to produce the same output, okay, as if you are writing in latex. So it will you will not require to do any coding, and it will take less time. Okay, next. All right, so I think this one we can skip. Okay, if you want to use latex, there are also online web-based which available, which is on Overleaf. We also maintain this, but this is latex-based. Okay, there is another one which is on Rollups, which you don't need to install. So this one, I believe you have gone through. Next, sorry, slide 13. All right, so I believe you have gone through this process. Okay, so you can download MicText from the MicText website. Okay, to install the minimal MicText, and then make sure that it is connected. Your computer is connected to the internet. Then it will update itself. Okay, whenever there are packages, okay, that is required. All right. So, and the second one that we need is leaks. So these are the bare to minimum, okay, softwares, okay, that you need to run. But there are other options, okay, so I believe that the organizers have shared you the videos or the link, okay, on how to do installation. But these are the softwares, okay, that you need, okay, to run leaks. All right, next slide. All right, so then you can go to the UTM thesis at GitHub, okay, or you can go through from the link from the UTM SPS website. It will go through the to the same GitHub. Okay, so what you need, okay, is that you will require, okay, number one is these are the bare minimum, yeah. One is the UTM thesis class. Okay, so the current version is 6.4. So the UTM thesis class is the class file that actually define the layout, okay, of your thesis. What is the margin, what is the spacing, and so on. It will follow based on what is there. And then you will have, okay, one leaks file. It could be UTM thesis layout or UTM thesis template .lyx. And you also need to have the third one, which is the layout file, okay, where the layout file basically describe or connect, okay, the class file to the leaks, okay. And then you have to choose one of your BST which are available, one which is the number or numbering, and second one which is the author date, which is basically the author year. So these are the bare minimum, okay. So I have also shared the minimal template, okay, on my Google Drive for you to share. So what we're gonna do next, okay, is that we're gonna demo, okay, this template, okay. So before we demo the template, can you go to the next slide, please? All right. So once you open up, okay, the leaks file, okay, you can generate your PDF in two ways. Okay, one is to do a quick generate by clicking the eyes. Okay, so I think, okay, so it is open now. The leaks can, okay, we can show. All right. So once you click the eyes or to view, okay, so these are the one that I have provided, okay, in the minimal template, so you can work from it. You can add all your particulars, your name, your title, and then once you click the quick view or to generate the PDF, a PDF will be generated. All right. So so Chuan, can you? So it's generating.
Yeah, my device is a bit slow.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now, okay, if you look by simply having a very simple, you haven't inputted much. Okay, these are all default. You see that it's already in the form of thesis. Okay, so with all the pages, okay, have already been typeset, okay, placed in the proper place, okay, by the latex class file, okay, as defined in the class file. So these are what we have now, okay. So, and then the list of table, the list of figures, okay, if you go on, you will have. So I think what we can do, okay, before we start even further, all right, so can you try, okay, for 5 minutes or so, the one in the introduction and so on, I just leave it like that because I want to show, okay, how to write the main part. Okay, so let us take like 5 minutes, okay, for you to try, okay, and to get to run the minimal working example. So is it okay for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. To the participants, if you have successfully generated, please give us some feedback on the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, if you notice, okay, at the end, okay, for example, the title and so on, there is a note there. If you click the note, okay, so it will expand and it will show, okay, what are the, click on the notes, yeah? Like, so these are the things. For example, the title should be written as title case, meaning that the first character is capitalized, the rest are not capitalized. So the class file will determine, okay, at appropriate places, okay, whether it should be uppercased, okay, or otherwise. All right. So the same case with degree. So there are the degree is usually number 3. There is usually the issue also, because sometimes users just write according to their understanding. So you have to check, okay, your offer letter, if the program that is offered to you is Doctor of Engineering, for example, not Doctor of Philosophy, okay, or Master of Philosophy or Master of Engineering. So you have to write according to the official title of your program, all right? And also if you go down, okay, I think this one is self. All right, so I think this one is self-explanatory. All right. So award, yeah, award number 9 is where you have to choose, okay, whether yours is number 4, master by research, meaning that MPhil or Doctor of Philosophy and so on, because different, like I mentioned, okay, different degree have different nomenclature. Sometimes it use the terms report, sometimes it use the terms dissertation, sometimes it use the terms thesis. So by choosing the correct one, so it will adjust, okay, the nomenclature accordingly. All right. So, and then if you go down to number 10, so number 10 is basically supervisors. If you have only one supervisor, you can delete the second supervisor. If you have the third supervisor, for example, so you can write your third supervisor name, okay, enter, which one? Okay, enter, you can write another name, for example. Okay, and then you go to the top left. Okay, yeah, you don't make it as a second supervisor, make it as 10C, which is the third supervisor. No, no, top left, you know, under standard.
Sorry, because I have only one supervisor.
Yeah, if you have, yeah, no, this one I'm just you know, explaining. If you have more than 2 supervisor, you see, yes, below it you see the drop box, where it shows the 10B second supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can choose the third, the fourth, the fifth. Okay, so initially we put 3 supervisors only, but I recall I went to the School of Chemical Engineering. Okay, one student said that, "No, I have 5 supervisors." I said, "What? You have 5 supervisors?" Oh, I simply cannot believe it. Okay, so it will change it, because you cannot have 10A, 10B, and 10B. So you need to, the third one should be 10C. Okay, if you go to below file there, file edit
Oh,
view,
yeah, okay.
yeah, okay, below it, yeah,
Supervisor, okay.
yeah, you go down and then make it 10C, which is the third
Yeah.
supervisor.
Okay.
Okay, and the fourth, the fifth. Okay, so this is how you gonna add. All right, so as you go add, okay, this, so you can actually generate, and then you get your PDF document. All right. Okay, so I think these are all the preambles. Can you go down, Chan?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one in greens, which is the supervisors make title declaration, you leave it as it is, because these are all the mandatory. But the number 17, 18 dedication, you can write whatever you want. Okay, change it accordingly. All right. And then you have the English and the Malay abstract. All right. So number 19 and 20. So the title will be different. One which is abstract in English, another one which is abstract in Malay. All right. So just make sure when you are writing the abstract in Malay, make sure that you check all the specialized terms. Okay. With the Dewan Bahasa website, just this one. Okay, using Google Translate can help, but shouldn't be used as the final ones. Okay, and then number 21, 22, 23, which is on the table of content, list of table, list of figures. These are all also mandatory, so do not remove, no comment. Okay, the abbreviation, I think this one is common. So so you can add list of abbreviation by copying paste everything, and then you can add on. Okay, make sure that the list of abbreviation must be sorted alphabetically, and it does not links does not support, okay, the automatic sorting. It has to be done manually. All right. So the same case with the list of symbol. Okay, you can copy and paste. You add if you need. If you do not need, okay, then you can simply delete the list of symbol. Okay, from there. So you can you can change, okay, accordingly, okay, to what you need. All right. Okay. So number 26, which is the list of appendices, okay, is optional only when you need it. Okay, so if you don't need it, okay, then you can delete. Okay, and the main matter number 27 is mandatory, which you do not should not remove. Okay, now if you look, okay, I already given, okay, so 5 title, okay, introductions, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, and conclusion. So this should be the 5 chapters, okay, the minimal chapters for thesis. But again, like I mentioned before, this one depends on your work, okay, and also it depends on how your supervisor would suggest. Okay, so what you can do is that Chuan, if you can select from introduction until conclusions, select all. You can select all. Okay, go there. Okay, standard. Okay, click, and then click chapter. Not chapter star, chapter. Top. Above. Yeah. All right. So you will see that there will be 5 chapters that has been added. Okay, so previously it was just a simple text. Now it becomes a chapter. So I think, Chuan, if you poke the eyes to generate the PDF, okay, then what you will see is that the PDF will be generated with all these 5 chapters, and then the table of content will be updated. If you click table of content, okay, you will see that you have now 5 chapters, okay, and it is automatically numbered, all right. And then by using this, okay, you can have like a quick table of content view, which will help you to basically structure your chapters. All right. So this is basics. Yeah. All right. So now let us create sections. All right. So now we have chapters. Now we want to create section. Okay. So under introduction, okay, let's see, what is your first, you don't need to put numbers. Yeah. Okay. So you don't need to put section. Okay. Just type the title head. For example, the first one is motivation. Okay. Just type there, motivations. Okay. Next line, enter. Okay, so then let's say problem statement. Okay, next one, let's say objective. Okay, scope. Okay, next, let's say organization. Just let's say 3. Organization. Okay, so again, you do the select. Okay, go there, standard, change it to section. Okay, so now the section is now numbered. All right. Okay, so here, if you look, that Chuan has enabled the spelling check. All right, so make sure that because it provides basic spelling check. So the spelling check can be accessed through tools. Okay, the menu tools. Where is it? Oh, you are generating. Okay, so preferences. Okay, then you go under language setting, expand, spell checker. Okay, select the spell checker. Okay, handspell or whatsoever, and then click spell check continuously. So this will help to have continuous spell check. All right, so this definitely will help, okay, in your writing. Okay, next. Okay, can we go back, okay, to the leaks? All right, so okay, now Chuan, can you go to the PDF, the generated PDF? So we have added 5 sections, okay, under chapter 1. So it's not yet there. Or possibly you need to generate PDF. Okay, now if you click on the table of content, okay, so you will see now, okay, that you have now your chapters and your sections, okay, and the page numbers. You don't have to worry about the page numbers. You don't have to worry about writing chapter sections. It will be dealt with accordingly. So the same case, okay, with your subsections. Okay, so the same case. Okay, so I saw a chat. Okay, let's say you have one subsections. Let's say, and anyway, okay, so let's say put whatever, motivation 1, motivation 2, just an example. Okay, so the same case, you select, okay, and there is subsections, subsection. Okay, so the same case. Now this one is numbered. Once you generate a PDF, the subsection, okay, will be generated. Okay, I think you get the idea, okay, on how sectioning is done. Okay, but I wouldn't suggest you to go for too many sectioning. Okay, I think maximum you should go is 4, but I think in most cases 3 up to 3 level I think is appropriate. Okay, but this one again is for you, okay, to decide, okay, together, okay, with your supervisors, okay, on it. All right, so can we go to the slide, Chuan? Okay, so I think this one is done. Okay, so I think learning videos, there are videos available. Okay, next. Okay, all right, so I think we have gone through this, okay, because we have looked on where you can change your title, your thesis informations, the author's name, degrees, faculties, and so on, your preamble, the and the main matters, okay, and then your sectioning, chapter, section, and subsection. Okay, next. And also this one describe, okay, on the author's informations. Okay, next, I think we have talked about this. And then the preamble pages. Okay, next. Okay, the list of abbreviation, list of symbols. Okay, next. Okay, and then on the main pages. Okay, so these are, we are talking about chapters, section, subsection, subsections. Okay, we use it if and only if necessary. Okay, and do not go beyond these numbers. Okay, so because sometimes I receive email asking, can we make it 5 numbers? Okay, I said yes, we can make it 5 numbers. We can change the class file, but actually it is not necessary. Because it will actually complicate. If you understand the chapters, the sections, subsection, and sub-subsections. This actually to provide taxonomy or the hierarchy of your point of discussions. And you know that when you're discussing one topic, you don't have on exactly only one way of explaining things. So you can change this, okay, to improve, okay, meaning that to get your message to be understood. When I discuss, for example, on thesis structure with my student, I would usually suggest them to limit up to section only, and then describe the point of discussions. Okay, from there, if we need to, and then we will add sub sections. Okay, only when it's really necessary, when the chapter is too long or the section is too long, we need to have subsections that are standalone. Only then we add, only when necessary. Okay, next. All right, so the UTM thesis document class, okay, is the one that actually describe, if you recall from the file that you downloaded, there is one file which is .cls. CLS here means class. The class file is the one that actually defined, okay, how the document should look like. Okay, so if you want to hack into it, you want to create your own, you can edit your class file, okay, if you know how to do it. Okay, so but this will describe, okay, the margin, the spacing, and so on, without you needing to do anything. All right. All right, so and also in the process of generating or creating this class file, we have actually talked to SPS, okay, to verify, because in the UTM thesis manual there are some discrepancy also. Okay, for example, the front part of the manual said like this, the one at the back shows a little bit different variation. So we have basically verified this with SPS. Next slide. All right, so all right, one thing, okay, that we need to understand, okay, we have to look at leaks, okay, as a visual front end for you to do your writing, and also you understand, okay, that you just input your content, and then the formatting or the typesetting of the thesis is handled, okay, automatically. I mean, automatically here means without the writer's intervention. Okay, so this is what make it different. Leaks is what you see is what you meant. Okay, it is almost what you see is what you get when you are using Microsoft Word, for example. Microsoft Word is what you see is what you get. As you press enter, for example, it will generate a new line. Leaks does not work like that. If you look at the third point, okay, the hardest thing for new users to leaks to understand is how leaks handle white spaces. Sometimes is that a new user would like to press enter multiple times because it wants to add new lines. It doesn't work that way, because what you see is what you means, okay, when we actually create a new blank lines, okay, we create a new line because we want to create a new paragraph. So leaks will take up that this is actually a new paragraph, and then it will add the spacing accordingly as what is specified in the class file. So there is no user intervention is required there. So that's why as many times you hit return, okay, on new lines, you will get only one, because it suffice, because it tells leaks that you want to create a new paragraph. So the same case, when you press your space bar to create a new blank line, okay, because it means that you are writing another words. Okay, so as many times you hit the space, you will get only one white space. Okay, all right, and then on the blank line, if you want to press white space, it doesn't move, because blank line means new paragraph. There's nothing that you have written, so space bar will not actually works there. Okay, this one actually is, once you have understood that how to handle white space, your tab key wouldn't work. All right, so then you can actually focus now on the content, knowing that the class file will handle all the formatting. Okay, so there is the last 2 points there. Okay, if you really want to make the space to be longer, you can, but you need to press control. Okay, control here means you force the latex. No, you listen to me. I want to have two blank white spaces. Sorry, two white spaces instead of one. But this one is only used rarely, only when we need it. Okay, next. Next slide, Chuan. All right. So the leaks have many environment. Okay, so the environment is from the top left. Okay, where you can there is a drop down there. Okay, the choice box uh, where you can actually select. Okay, whether you want to make it section, chapters. Okay, itemize and so on. So you can choose from there. Okay, next. All right, so yeah, you can demo here. So for example, let's say you want to create two bullets. All right, so can you write any two bullets anywhere? Okay, so let's say this is bullet one, let's say another one, bullet two. So you can select. Okay, you can use the bullet there, or you can actually use from standard from the environment box. Okay, you should have itemize. Okay, click itemize. All right, so now it becomes bullet. All right, so you can have numbers, okay, and so on. So this can be chosen from the environment toolbox. Sorry, not toolbox, the environment choice box. All right, okay, next slide, Chuan. All right, so the other basic features for leaks, okay, it has multiple level of undo and redo. As far as I know, it is limited to only 100 steps that you can redo, but I think this one is good enough. Okay, and then you can cut, copy, and paste. Okay, similar to Microsoft Word. In fact, if you have your initial document in Microsoft Word, so you can just simply copy from Microsoft Word and paste it there. Okay, on your leaks. All right. So, so you can even copy and paste figures. All right. But when you copy and paste figures, the figures will be in the form of bitmap format. So the problem with bitmap format, because it represents an image, okay, as a collection of pixels, depending on the number of pixels that you have and the resolutions, okay, sometimes is that the quality become unacceptable, okay, for publications, meaning that when you print or when you zoom 400%, 400%, 2000%, you will see that the figures will be broken up. So I would suggest, okay, when you are drawing your figures and so on, you should be using Visio, for example, Visio or even PowerPoint, but not Microsoft Word. All right, because Microsoft Word cannot generate what we call as scalable graphics. All right, okay. You can do find and replace. You can do character formatting. So there are many tools bars available. So you just need time, okay, to get used to them. Okay, next. All right. So regarding the paragraph, okay, by default, since we are writing thesis, okay, by default it will be justified. All right, it will be left justified. And the vertical alignment default is ragged bottom. Ragged bottom here means it will not actually stretch your text vertically. So meaning that all the vertical spaces will have a fixed size. Okay, so these are the default. I believe that in your writing you wouldn't need to change it. Okay, I think it's sufficient. Okay, meaning that to use all these default figures only in certain cases where you may need to do custom text layout, only then possibly you may need it. But most users, okay, I believe you do not need to change anything on the paragraph alignment. If you need, okay, then you can actually change the paragraph setting through clicking the paragraph icon, okay, on leaks. All right, if you need to. Okay, uh, next slide. Okay. Regarding the text styles or the character styles, Control B can be used, meaning that you can select one word and then you can press Control B. Okay. However, Control I and Control U will not work in leaks, meaning that you cannot make it italic. If you want to make it italic, okay, you can click the emphasize style. All right. So possibly you can demo each one, okay, to make it bold. Okay, for bold, I think you can just click Control B and then it will make the text bold.
Control B, yeah.
Yeah, Control B, but Control I doesn't work. If you want to make it italic, you select the words.
Select the words.
Okay. You see there is an A with exclamation. Yes. So we call it as emphasize. Once you click, and then it will be slanted. It will be italic, as what we understood it in Microsoft Word. But of course, we understand that when we are using italic, when we are using bold or even underline and so on, because we want to differentiate a certain terms, okay, from the rest of the text. That's why we need it. Okay, so do not abuse this character style, because it's not, it doesn't make sense, right? The whole paragraph you make it in bold, for example, right? You just select certain keywords. All right. So if let's say you want to change, okay, the style, so you can click the ABC there before, just beside the paragraph. Yeah. Okay. Then you can change. You can change the family. Okay. If you click the family, okay, you have the first one, no changes. Okay, no change, meaning that you will use the default, or you can make it Roman. Roman is the default here now, or you can make it like Arial, which is sans serif, or you want to make it as typewriter. Typewriter here, if we are using Microsoft Word, it is Courier. Typically, I would use it, okay, for describing a certain function, a certain program, keywords, and so on. So this for you to, if you want to change. If you go to the right one, which is the here is the size. All right. So this one is the size, and then here below, the one below it, okay, is for you to make it underline, underbar. They call it as underbar or double underbar, cross out, okay, and so on. Okay, so this if you want to change. Okay, and bear in mind, okay, typically we do this at the end of our writing. We don't do it from the start. Okay, so meaning that when you set, for example, this one is to be small, this one is to be underbar, it will retain that setting, okay, the next time you want to use it. Okay, so meaning that if let's say you select underbar, for example, for one, okay, so then the next time you will see that the underbar will be on, okay, the next time you open it. Okay, so I think this one is regarding the different character styles. All right, so I just put there, okay, one note: do not overuse character style. Okay, use it only when you need it. All right, next slide. Okay, it also support, okay, enumerations or the numbering as what we know it in Microsoft Word. Itemize, which is bullet, okay, or you can have list, or you can have description. Okay, so this one, okay, for you to try, okay, enumerate means you do numbering, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Itemize, okay, so you want to make it bullet, okay. And also you can have lists or description. Each one of these has different styles. Okay, so you can make it number 1, number 2. Okay, fine. Okay, make it as enumerate. You will see that it will be enumerated. Okay, so once you generate, you will see that the list, okay, it will be created. I think these are basics basics functionality, then I believe, okay, once you get through it, you will understand, okay, how to use it. Okay, and also in the previous slide, I shared with you some videos on YouTube, the link for videos on YouTube. So you can also look at that, so you will be able to see. But what the keyword here is that you have to try it. Okay, next slide. Okay, footnotes and margin notes are typically not used, okay, in thesis. Uh, Acceptable if you need to put footnotes, okay. If you want to make footnotes, you can insert footnotes, okay, and then it will provide footnotes, okay, in your thesis. You can try each one, okay. So you can put anywhere, okay, and then if, yeah, there is also okay. So just insert footnote, okay, and then type the footnotes, whatever, okay. So if you want to exit, just press the right arrow, then it will go to the next. Yes, you can hide it, you can show it, okay. So if you generate the PDF, then you will see there will be one line, and then it will have footnotes, okay, at the bottom of your page. Yeah, so there will be footnotes, okay, for that number. So if you need it, okay, seldom I find on thesis, okay, footnotes, but it is not wrong, okay, it's acceptable, okay, if you need to put footnotes, especially for you to clarify a few nomenclature that people may be confused with, for example, layers or level or techniques, okay, or procedure, or because people have different definitions. Okay, you want to define it? Yes, you can use it. Okay. All right, Chuan, next slide. Okay, so this for me is very, very important. All right, because when you are writing your thesis, okay, we don't want to do manual numbering. Manual numbering in terms of figures, manual numbering in terms of sections. We don't want to do that. Okay, so leaks, okay, which is in LaTeX. I know Microsoft Words now support it also. Okay, is that we can use labels and cross-reference. All right, so and it supports dynamic numbering, either the number only or the number inside the bracket, like when we are writing equations, or the number of page, okay, or on page, or reference on page, and something like this. So if let's say I would suggest, okay, if you want to refer, okay, you choose the last one, reference on page. Okay, okay, let me just demo this, okay, to you. Okay, Chuan, can you go back to the leaks? Okay, can you go to let's say section 2. Sorry, chapter 2, sorry. Okay, now, no, this is section 2, chapter 2. Down. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's say you put there literature review, okay? Click there and the literature review, okay, fine. Okay, can you press the label? The label there is beside the table. You know, the label, yeah, insert label. Insert label, click. All right, so automatically leaks will suggest the name. But if you disagree with the name, you can change it to a label that you feel comfortable. So as of now, let us okay, never mind. You can choose. Okay, just press okay. Okay, now this one automatically, since you have created a label, it will take the type of document or items that you are labeling. For example, here you are labeling chapters. All right, now let's say in chapter 1, okay, can you go to chapter 1? Okay, so let's say anywhere. Okay, so let's say you want to write a text. Okay, refer to chapter 2. Now you want, if you put chapter 2, it works. But if the chapter 2 suddenly move because you insert another chapter, then the number becomes static. You want to make it the number to become dynamic, okay, beside the label, just beside the icon label there on its right, yes, click insert cross reference. Okay, then what appears will be the label. So you just click there. Let's say down there, the reference format, you choose reference on page, the fifth one. Yep. Okay. All right. Click OK. Okay. Now, what we will expect is that it will insert the number of the chapter there. All right. So now, can you save and generate the PDF, Chuan?
Some error.
Oh, missing control sequence label. Okay. I know what is the problem. Okay, can you go back to the links? Okay,
Yeah.
instead of putting the label in the title of the chapter, okay, put the label, press enter.
Press enter.
Delete this one. You can delete. No.
Delete first. Okay.
Delete the label. Okay, press enter. Press enter. Okay, only then you put label.
Okay.
All right. So now you go up, see, because if the label cannot be found, it will complain saying that the label is broken. But since the label is the same, okay, all right. Now generate the PDF.
Okay. So introduction.
Okay, you can go to introduction. So you will see that the numbering is now okay. Automatically, it said that on the facing page. Okay, because on the facing page, the reason why he said that on the facing page, because by default, LaTeX, the UTM thesis, okay, would be for double side printing. So your chapter 2 will be on the right page. Your text just now will be on the left page. It will say that chapter 2 is now on the facing page, on the right page. It will adjust it accordingly. So let us try another one. Okay, so let's say it will be in chapter 3. You create a label now in chapter 3 or chapter 4, doesn't matter. Press enter first. Okay, good. All right, chapter methodology, you are there. Go back to chapter 1. Okay, now you refer to the other chapter. Refer to chapter 3. Methodology. All right. Okay, now generate the PDF.
Yeah.
So you will see that refer to chapter 3 on page 5. So automatically, this one actually helps you, especially when you want to refer to some sections earlier on or some equations back in chapter 2 or back in chapter 3. So it will help you, okay, to help guide the readers, okay, to find where chapter 1 is or where section 1.1 and so on. So this is a very important features, okay, in LaTeX that you must use. All right. Okay, to use labels and cross references. It's not limited to only chapters. It can be used for section, subsections, table, figures, equations, and so on. Okay, label and cross referencing. Do not do it manually. Okay, next slide. All right, this is another important part. Okay, in writing thesis, because you will be referring to many references as you write. All right, so here, okay, the referencing, if you're using Microsoft Word, okay, you can use EndNote. Okay, but bear in mind, EndNote was supported only in the mid of 2000. Okay, before that, we have to do manual referencing, but the bibliographies in LaTeX and text early on has been supported since the 70s. So meaning that we have a very, how to say, mature ways, okay, on how to do the bibliography. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna use, okay, the dynamic bibliography ways, okay, using BibTeX. All right. So first of all, okay, if you look at the minimal working examples, okay, that I have shared, so you will see that there is one file with an extension of BIB. Okay, so can you go to the list of files that I have shared? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there is one I name it as reference.bib. Okay, the name is not important, but the extension is important, .bib. So you can open it using any notepad and so on. So what you're going to see is that it is actually a text-based file. All right. What you see here is that you see the metadata of your references. Okay, in the form of manuals, in the form of books, in the form of articles. Article here means like journals. Journals is a type of article because it has volume, numbers, pages, and so on. Also, the in proceedings. In proceedings here means the conference papers. All right, in proceedings. Okay, so this is how it should be written. Okay, now the question is, okay, do you have to write it manually? Okay, the answer is no. For those who have used Microsoft Word before, you have EndNote. So you can actually export EndNote into BibTeX. Okay, or if you do your search using Scopus, you can actually save the bib. Okay, or if you are using Google Scholar, okay, do you have access to browser now, Chuan?
Yes.
Okay, can you go to Google, scholar.google.com?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, just type whatever paper you want, doesn't matter. Just pick anyone. Okay, so what you're gonna see is that, yes, you have that double quote. Okay, you will see there is a bib text there, down. Bib text. Okay, if you click bib text, click it. Okay, you can simply copy this part, copy the whole thing, Control A, copy. Okay, and then you can paste it onto the bib file just now. Okay, right. So just as simple as that. Okay, as you read, you find more references. You simply add to your bib file. So your bib file may contain 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 of papers. Doesn't matter. All right. So now what I want to show to you is on how you can now do your referencing. Okay. Now, so can we go to the next slide first?
Oh, next
Go
slide.
to slide first. Go to slide first. Okay, so these are the BibTeX samples. So this is the one that I have shared with you in the file as well as in the slide. Next slide. So I just show few samples. There are 14 types. Okay, now if you look at the slide that I shared here, is that UTM supports either numbering, which is mostly used in science and engineering, or the author year, which is usually preferred for social sciences. All right. Note that the latest UTM thesis manual allow any standard styles provided that it is used consistently throughout the thesis. Okay, so what we provide, okay, is that we provide only two, which is the UTM thesis numbering .bst. BST means BibTeX styles. Okay, and also we provide UTM thesis author date.bst, which is the author year. All right. So how to use? Okay. So there are two ways. Okay, so I think since most of us are from electrical, our mode of citations that we prefer is typically numbering. So you can go now to the leaks. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So at the end of chapter 5, okay, or let's say you add after the note on bibliography. Just hide that note.
After
Okay,
the
this one
note,
is there is also okay, no problem. Okay, enter. All right. So you go to insert.
insert
Okay, menu insert. Okay, list.
list
Is it list or TOC? Number four. Number four. List.
POC. Oh, okay.
Okay, and
Bibliography.
then you go down there, the BibTeX bibliography. Enter. Sorry, click.
Okay.
Okay, and then you will have a menu that would appear. They will ask you two things: where can we find your databases? Okay, meaning that where is your big file? Okay, so you go and select the reference.bib. Okay, so I hope for other participants, as Chuan is demonstrating it, I hope you can you can follow also, and bear in mind that SPS later on will share you the recording of this one, so then you can actually do it again. And then the second one, which is the style, how you gonna actually put your references. Okay, so you go there under the style, the same BibTeX bibliography box.
Okay. Style.
Okay, you can click browse.
Browse.
No, this one is available. Go to browse. Yes,
Okay.
browse, and then select the UTM thesis numbering.bst.
Okay. Open.
Okay, open. All right. Okay, and then okay.
Database.
Oh, database you haven't added, yeah. Okay. All right. Browse
Reference.
reference.bib.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then you have style. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So now here means you are ready now to do citation, because it has already loaded the BibTeX, the bib file, as well as the style. So now I want to show you how to do the citations. Okay, so you can write whatever in literature review, for example. Okay, so how to do the citation. Okay, so now typically when we are doing citation, there are two ways of doing it. One, we call it as referencing. Typically we will mention the names, for example, Ali et al. Okay, proposed a technique to something something, and then the number towards the end. So that is referencing. Okay, so it could be, in this case, you will put the number after et al. Okay, or you can actually just describe anything and then you have the citation at the end. So either you want to use the numbering in the front or at the end, depending on the content, the context of your referencing. Okay, so whatever it is, both will be using the same thing. Okay, which is on the placement where you want to put your citations. Okay, so let's say this is the case. Okay, then you can see the where is it? Yes, insert citation. Okay, click. All right, so you will see the one on the left will be the one that you have in your bib. How it's going to appear will be depending on your BST. So if you want to add that citation, click add. Okay, it will be shown on the right windows. Click add, for example.
Okay.
If you have multiple, add another one.
Okay.
Okay, then you will see that the citation style here, you see that it will be in square bracket. Okay, click apply or okay. Okay. All right. So here means you have now doing your citations. What you are referring here is that you are referring by its citation key. Okay. So Okay, can you now generate the PDF? Okay, so automatically your referencing, okay, will appear at the end. Okay, first of all, can you go? Okay, can you press table of content first?
Oh, table content.
No.
Table of
Go to the PDF.
content.
Go to the PDF. Okay, click the table of content first, because here I want to show that the references, okay, has been added at the bottom of your table of content.
Okay,
Go down.
reference.
Okay, see you have the references there. Okay, on page 11. If you click references, click there, the reference, because here is hyperlink. Click the here. So you will see that there is now a discrepancy because there is a journal publication appears here. But okay, this one we're going to fix later on. Here it means whatever that you are referencing is stated there according to the UTM as this format. Okay, you don't need to change on how the formatting. Okay, but of course, sometimes the bib text that you capture, that you download from the internet, Google Scholar, and so on, probably needs some fixing, but we will come to that later on. Okay, now in the go to the links, because the list of references is now off, meaning that not on the proper page. Go to your
Oh,
links.
okay.
Okay, can you see there on a journal with impact factor or whatsoever? You can click there.
Mm.
Okay, press enter.
Enter. Okay.
Okay, so there, can you go to the standard
Standard.
environment standard below the file,
Okay.
below the file environment. Okay, you go number 26 or something there, list of publication. 21.
List
21. Okay.
21.
No, sorry, 28.
28.
Yeah. Is it 21 or 28? List of publication.
28.
28. Okay, list of publication. So now if you
21
generate your
also.
PDF,
21 also list of publication.
oh, I think it's 28. I think it's 28 because I put the number accordingly. I
Okay.
numbered it, number 1, number 2, number 3. So it's supposed to be 28. Generate the PDF.
Generate PDF.
Okay, can you go to the list of okay, list of publication appears there, and then you see that list of publication appears, okay, on the next page. Okay, now usually, okay, someone messaged me last time. Okay, he was very confused. Okay, why we have blank pages? All right, why we have blank pages? Okay, like this. This is blank pages, right? Because by default, okay, it is printed as double on two-side printing, meaning that one page it will be printed on the top and the bottom surface. So if you can show the file as a two-page side by side, is it possible? Uh, Page, yes, two-page view. Okay, so you will see. Okay, you can go from the top. Okay, here the one on the left is what we call an odd page. The one on the right is actually the even page. So it's the blank. This one is at underneath. Okay, this one. So this is for one A4 paper. Then you have the one A4 paper, next one, and so on. So the reason why, because we want to make sure that the chapter will print on the right. Okay, although here is showing on the left, but it will print on the right side when you open the thesis. All right, so that's why I already put a note there, but since we talk about it now, you can change it to one side printing. Okay, so how to do it? Okay, go to document. menu document, settings, down, bottom one. Okay, you see there is a document class, there is a custom there.
Custom.
Right. Just right. No, the right one. The right one.
Yeah. Okay.
This one is okay. UTM thesis, leave it.
Okay.
Okay, custom. Just
Custom.
down there. No. Yeah, that one. Yes, custom box. Yes. Type one side.
One side.
ONE. No. ONE.
Oil. Okay.
ONE.
Is it okay?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So one side here means, okay, it will tell that it will be printed on the single side. Okay. So if you click OK, then you will see there will be no blank page anymore. Okay. Now the question is, okay, when should you print two sides and when should you print one side? All right. You print one side when you want to submit your thesis for Viva. So everything will be printed on one side. But when you want to print the final versions for hard copy, it will be printed, okay, two sides. Because now we are in MCO, okay, due to COVID, okay, so we, I think we have issues with the printing because the printing has to be done by the printing shop, all right? But typically we will send to them only the one side printing, okay, and then the printer shop, okay, will make it as one side or two side according whether it is the final version or otherwise. So if you want to change, so that is to change on how the printing to be one side or two side. Okay, since we talked about it already. Okay, now since okay we have talked about the citations. Okay, can you go now to the slide, Chuan? Okay, so I think most of us will use numbering, but if you need to use author date, all right, the author date, okay, can be used using the other options down there. Okay, so meaning that I already described it in the slide. Okay, next slide. All right, so this is regarding where can you get the BIP text. Chuan have showed it using Google Scholar. Okay, next. All right, so this is on inserting bibliography. Also, Chuan has demonstrated it. Next. This one is also for inserting citations. Also, Chuan has showed it. This is for the author year. So if you are interested, okay, then you can actually look into this. But if you're not using author year, okay, so you can skip this part. Next. This is list of publication also. We have talked about it last time, just now. Okay. Next. Okay. This is the next one, which is quite important also because all of us are engineers. Okay, so we will definitely require to write equation to typeset mathematics. So basically, regarding the mathematics, there are two types of equations. One which is three types. Sorry, one is the numbered equations, equation with numbers. The second one, which is the inline formula that we usually use inside the text. All right. So, can you show the leaks, one? All right. So, can you type any equations? Okay. So let me demo first. Okay, the equation which is inline. Okay. So inline equation. So we just let's say equations whatever x equals 0, for example. Okay, whatever x equals 0. So and then if you want to go, okay, then continue. All right. So this is if you want to write an inline equation. Inline equation, it is written together in the same line with text. All right. If you want to write a numbered equations, so you need to press enter. Okay, to go to a new line. Okay, then you can insert equation. Insert equation. Okay, there are two. One is numbered, another one is equation array environment. I personally prefer equation array because it's easier for me to control the left hand side, right hand side if you have multiple lines. Okay, can you go for equation array? Click. All right. So now you see that there are three boxes. Three boxes here referring to the left hand side, the equality, and the right hand side. So let's say you can write there, for example, whatever. For example, x equal, no, x equal. No. So you have to write the left hand side, for example, x, okay, equal, not minus, just write the complete equation. Which one? Here, the middle one, let's say equal.
Middle is equal. Okay.
Equal symbol, press equal. Hey, that is minus, right?
Is equal.
Oh, equal. Oh, sorry, sorry, I couldn't see. Okay,
X.
one minus y, for example, or alpha or whatever.
Y minus 1.
Let's say 1 minus. Okay, all right. So if you want to make a new line, you press Control Enter.
Control enter. Oh, inside the equation.
Yeah, inside the equation. Control Enter. Yes. Now you have the second line. Okay, let's say you. Okay, let's say the middle one equal whatever. Gamma, for example. If you notice, what Chuan did is that okay, he's using the latex how to say name, okay, for gamma by typing the backslash. Okay, so this one will require you possibly to write how to write gamma, how to write not equal. Okay, because you'll be using it also for MATLAB. Okay, which you can use it, okay, for graph. Okay, now this now is not numbered. Okay, if you want to number both equations, okay, you right click your mouse, pick one. Okay, you can put there number this line.
Number this line.
Number this line. So meaning that if you number this line, only one will be numbered. If you need to number both, you can also number it accordingly. So okay, and also in select line, you can actually insert equation label. Right click.
Right click.
Okay. Insert equation label. Equation label there. Just below the number this line.
Oh, okay.
Equation label. All right. You can click there, equation label. Then just type whatever label you want. E1, for example.
Equation label E1.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fine. So you can actually call the equations. Okay. In text. Okay. So let's say you call, okay. So in text, call the equations, okay. Use the cross referencing again. No, the one on more on the right. Yeah, below it. Just after label. Just after label.
Okay. Equation 1.
Okay. All right. But when you are writing equations, typically it will be equation, yes, with parentheses.
Okay.
Typically. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So now you can generate your PDF. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the referencing is there. Okay, so you have the equations, okay, and so on. Okay, now, okay, let us go to the slide because I don't think we have too much time. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so these are some other features. All right, so for example, exponent, subscript, typing fraction, okay, or typing roots, okay, and integral, sum, and so on. So if you see that this okay, you see actually you need to push the leaks up, Chuan, because the toolbars are at the bottom of leaks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so once you are in the math mode, okay, the toolbars basically is at the bottom. Okay, so you might actually see this as non-intuitive, right? Because Microsoft Word is also using this toolbars. Yes, this one actually is to bridge users who are not familiar with LaTeX code. Once you are familiar with the LaTeX shortcut, for example, if you want to type fraction, the command is frac, \frac. So whenever you are in the math mode, okay, if you type \frac, okay, and enter or to the right, automatically it will generate fraction. So without you need to actually click. But this one will require you to how to say be familiarized, okay, with all those commands. Once you familiarize with it, it will be very, very quick. Okay, believe me. All right. So okay. Uh, okay, let us go to the slide, Chuan. Okay. Next slide. So you can read the rest. Okay. Okay, more on the math features. Okay, it also support functions, accent. You want to use tilde and so on. The brackets, delimiters, array, functions, and so on. Okay, so there are many tons of it. Okay, so the math features that I believe you can view some tutorial on YouTube, or also you can actually click the help on LaTeX. There is a topic on advanced math. All right, next slide. Okay, you can also use theorem, okay, especially for those in mathematics, computer science. They would have to define theorem, proposition, corollary, and so on. So you can also do this, okay, in leaks, because it supports this. Okay, go to document setting modules, then you can choose whatever modules that you want to use. Okay, so document settings modules. Okay, so you can select if you want to support, you want to enable theorem and so on. So this one would require you to, yeah, like this one, go to modules. Okay, you will see algorithm. You have algorithm 2E. You have if you go down, um, theorem. Okay, you have theorem numbered by chapters and so on. So you can enable. Okay, enable. Once you add, okay, it will be available on the drop down environment box. Okay, if you don't want, you can delete. Okay, so you can choose all and add, but what's going to happen is that your environment drop box will have too many things. Okay, so you just enable when you want to use them. Okay, all right, so next slide. Okay, this is the next important thing, which is on to manage floats. In writings, okay, in LaTeX in general, okay, floats are referring to figures, referring to tables, which actually can float anywhere in your text. Okay, the reason why it can float anywhere in your text is so that it can find the best typesetting. But of course, you can actually define the float placement anyway. Okay, so in this example, okay, I will show you the figures and table, because these two are integral, okay, in thesis writing. Okay, so let us go to the leaks. Okay, So let's say anywhere, let's say you want to add now a table. Okay, so yeah, we can start with table first. Okay, so table. Okay, if you see there is a two tables. One is insert table float, and then the one on top is insert table, because you will see that there are two icons which are similar. Okay, here is table, and then if you see the one level up on its right, there is another one which is similar.
Insert table.
Yes, one is table float, another one is table. So the table will be used inside table float.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so first of all, Chuan, okay, click the table float first. Click, all right. So write the caption.
table one.
Okay, table one, whatever. Okay, okay, enter. Go to the next line. Okay, now you want to insert the table. Let's say the table you have how many columns, how many. Okay, now if you want to make your table to be center, okay, now you see the cursor is there. Okay, fine. Okay, click the paragraph second from the right. Okay, click make it center.
Okay.
Okay, now the table is center. Now you can write whatever you want. Okay, but of course there is a problem. Okay, because the table will expand. Okay, if you don't specify the width. Okay, but for simple table you can simply directly write. Okay, so put whatever. Okay, just even empty is also okay. So and then you can define the border. Okay, because once you are in the table mode, the toolbar at the bottom will change, okay, into the toolbar for tables. So you can remove the lines, okay, the vertical, the horizontal lines. You can merge multiple rows. You can merge multiple column. Okay, so this one is just for you to deal with it. All right. So, however, if you want to specify the width, okay, let's say you are now writing in chapter 2, where typically you will do review of different literatures. All right. So you will be writing description. It will be multiple lines. Okay. So you have to define, you have to fix the length, or sorry, the size of the column. So what you can do is that you specify now the column width, okay, by right clicking it, okay, and then click to settings. Okay, you can specify the width. You see there at the bottom. Okay, table width settings. Okay, so now you can specify either in the actual dimension in cm or whatsoever, but I would suggest, okay, you to use, okay, click there, go down into the other options, meaning that scroll, yes, okay, use the text width. So what you have here is that it will be in the form of percentage of the text width. Okay, it could be 50%, 60%, up to 100% of text width. All right, if you make it 100% of text width, then your table will be flush together with the but now you have multiple columns, so you need to divide the text width accordingly. Okay, so let's say one is 60%, another one is 20%, then you can specify the width. I believe that you can actually go through and test it yourself. Okay, play around with it. Okay, try to get it to work. All right. You can change. Okay, let's say 10%, 20%, 30%. Okay, so this is how you set. If you are writing Microsoft Words, yes, you can adjust, okay, the table accordingly. Okay, here it takes a little bit longer. How to say? longer effort, more efforts, okay, for you to define the width. But once you have defined it, there's no problem with it, okay. So, all right. So I think once you generate the PDF, okay, a table should appear, okay, according to width, okay. So if you look at this, all right, so there could be possibility that the table is wider. You try to adjust, but it's not exactly at the margin. Now you want to adjust it, okay. You can go to the slide. You can go to the slide, okay. There is one slide that talk about, okay, can you go next slide? I think this one jump a bit, okay, but doesn't matter. More, we'll go back to this. Okay, so this is the table just now. Yes, this one, okay, there is a note on table resized. Okay, this one was done by my student, okay, where you can actually add, okay, some keywords there to resize the table, okay, according to the table width. Okay, so you see here we are using the latex command, okay. So Control L, okay, resize box, okay, and then what is the size? The size is text width. Yes, you can copy paste. Can you copy paste the table? Okay. If you have from Microsoft Word, you cannot copy paste the table. Okay. But if the table is from Excel, okay, so I think there is a macro that actually translates it to LaTeX. But my student mentioned to me, I haven't used it. Okay, there are some website that actually offer you to meaning that create the label, the table for you. So table is one which is a little bit hassle. Okay, in LaTeX. So I think you would have error, is it? Or is it? Because
Oh,
does it generate error? Okay, because this one is
exclamation.
exclamation mark, and then you have to define the graphic X. I'm not sure whether
Oh,
it's yeah. So it's there in the slide.
so
It mentioned that
okay.
you have to go to document setting. It appears.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think I
okay.
set it already
Oh, you said it
for
already.
my
Okay.
previous.
Oh,
Do
okay.
I
All
need
right.
to show
Yeah. Sure. Document
document
settings.
settings?
Document settings. Okay. On the left one, go to document LaTeX preamble. Down, bottom. Yes. No, it's not there. Meaning that I most probably have defined it in the class
Oh,
file. Graphic X.
oh,
Yeah. Most probably yes. Okay. Can you show the table now in the
table.
PDF? In the PDF. PDF.
Yes, table.
Yeah. Okay. I think this one is already scaled. Okay. So, but I invite you to try. Okay. On this. Okay. Can we go to the slide one? Okay, because here we are
Yes.
talking about table. Previous one with here. Okay, regarding the float. Okay, regarding the float placement. Previous slide, please. 43. All right. So on the float placement, you can actually specify where the float should be. Whether it should be here if possible, because this is the default in UTM thesis, or you can make it auto. It will try to find where is the best placement. If you want to change the float placement, okay, can you show the leaks? Okay, in the a little bit on top float, right click on the float settings. Okay, you can change the placement. Okay, instead of default, okay, untick default. Okay, and then put here if possible. Okay, I think this one will be the best. If you want to make it here, definitely what's going to happen is that the table or figures may be truncated because it's at the border. So we don't want that. So we basically tell the compiler we want it to be here. But if it's not possible, you can do it on the you can place it on the right, meaning that on the next page. Okay, rather than saying that you have to put it here. Okay, regardless, and then that one will give you trouble later on. But typically, during the process of writing the thesis, okay, we don't do this placement yet. We just let we deal with the writing of the contents on the how to say, fine formatting and so on. We can do it later on. Okay, once we have completed our writing. Okay, so okay, can we go to the slide, because I don't think we have much time. Okay. So you can follow exactly. Okay, so again, the on the images, okay, I mentioned before, okay, images actually one of the thing that eat up the most time, because you want a good figure to supplement your text, okay, to break the text monicity, for example, and that's why the figure has to be in the good format. Okay, the best actually is to use scalable graphics. So Lix support SVG, EPS, PDF graphics. Okay, it can also support JPEGs and so on. Okay, it's possible, but typically for good one, meaning that for good for good images, okay, usually will use Visio, and then you can actually save it as SVG or PDF in the form of scalable graphic. But I believe that many of us who have started using Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word, you can draw simple figures, we might be tempted, okay, to have drawn it on Microsoft Word. If this is the case, what you're going to do, all right? So the only solutions that I can think of is that from your diagram in Microsoft Word, okay, you copy and paste it onto PowerPoint. And then from PowerPoint, you can actually export it as scalable graphic. Once the diagram is in scalable graphic, you can zoom 4,000% and so on. The figure will still very, very sharp. But if you're using bitmap, such as using crop tools and so on, okay, even at 100, 200%, 150, 200%, you will see that the images, okay, will actually, it breaks already, okay? So this is regarding the graphics. But for the purpose of writing, if you want, for example, to I would suggest, okay, you don't put too much effort on drawing first. You can just simply sketch, even using pencil and on papers. Okay, you can capture the figure, copy, and let's say, and then you paste. Okay, so you can copy and paste using leaks. Okay, possibly if you can demo that, Chuan, you can get whatever. For example, you're running
Graphics.
Windows, right? You're running Windows, right? If you press how to do print screen? Window Shift Window Alternate Print Screen.
Green
I forgot.
screen.
You can print screen some part of it.